I'm going to try making some granola today. If you do a YouTube search or an internet search, granola is almost as plentiful in terms of different ways of doing it as there are different kinds of pizzas. And as I've already mentioned in a previous video, there's millions of combinations of pizzas. So I did some searches on YouTube on how to do granola, and they're all good. I think they all look good. But instead of using one of the recipes from YouTube, I'm using a recipe that was given to me by a co-worker, and I'm only slightly modifying her recipe. Specifically in places where she says, you can use this or you can use that. So I chose one or t'other. Anyways, thank you very much to Jane Fontaine, one of my former co-workers before I retired, who gave me this recipe. And I'm going to show you the ingredients and a bunch of still pictures of each of them. And then we'll get on to actually making the granola. Okay, the first ingredient that we'll put in is the Quaker Oats. I'm going to put in all the dry ingredients first. Coconut, sliced almonds, chunks of walnuts, brown sugar, cinnamon. I'm just going to start mixing this around. I could probably do this by hand, but I think I will do it by hand. It's easier. That's what hands were made for. People used their hands long before spoons were invented. So what I did, there's the maple syrup and the coconut oil. And now for each of these I gave them a little bit of time in the microwave just to warm them up and make them easier to pour. And now I really am going to use the spoon because this is a sticky, gooey mess. And as you can see, it's kind of liquidy. But what we're going to do in a few minutes after I get this really well mixed is I'm going to spread it out on a greased cookie sheet, and we're going to pop it into the oven. And that'll basically be it. It'll bake for a little while just to stiffen up all that liquid on there. Be delicious. I'm going to have to move the camera to get the cookie sheet out from underneath. Back in just a second. I don't believe I forgot to turn the camera on, started pouring this, but you get the idea. I'm still going to be finishing pouring this out. We all have days like that, right? Forget to do something. I'd forget my own head if it weren't screwed on semi-tight. I'm sure of that some days. Anyways, it's going to be good licking the bowl too. So the goal here is to just spread this out as evenly as I can on a baking sheet, and then follow the recipe relatively close, although not exactly for cooking time. The recipe gives kind of an unrealistic time. They want you to go 14 minutes at 335. Well, nobody's oven is that perfect. So I've set mine for 325, and I'm going to go for an even 15 minutes. And it's up to temp. So let's take a look at this. Pop it in there. Yes, I know you're a stupid machine. 1500. Start. On the kitchen timer. See? 15 minutes. We're all set. Come over here. Look at me. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. We'll check on it. We want it to be kind of a light golden brown, and then we take it out and let it cool for about 10 minutes, and we can have a taste. It just beeped. Time to take it out. Let it cool. You should smell this. It's unbelievable. Gotta have a couple of minutes of cooling. And let's just take a look. Yeah. We'll leave it cool for a few minutes and then have a taste. Well, we've been letting this cool for a little while. And have a taste. Oh, very good. So, just kind of break it up. It's a little bit damp on the bottom yet. Well, oil and syrup, you know it'll do that. I'll put a paper towel there. But there you get the idea of what my granola looks like. And I've got to tell you, I took a little snack out of it, just a taste. And it is far better than any granola you're going to get at the grocery store, even in their health food department. I love this stuff. It's pretty easy to make, as you just saw. So, well, come up here. It is just fantastic granola. Highly recommend you try this recipe. I think you'll really like it. What more can I say? If you like my channel, subscribe. And for the people who already have, thanks again for sticking with me. We'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.